I started with a base coat of yellow water activated paint. Had to do some thicker layers as I went because the paint does thin out in areas because it is Snazaroo. It's a little patchy, but just go over it again and it'll be fun. Make sure to get the ears because otherwise they stick out. Turn your head around so you can get all the patches. I actually missed a patch by my ear that I didn't notice until like 30 minutes in. So I took some red face paint on a sponge and I put it through my hair. Then I traced out all the shapes I wanted of the like rocky, harder lava bits. I made eyebrows at first, but they look kind of silly, so I just kind of merged everything in. You want to try to make them as irregular shapes as possible because they're rocks. They're not going to be circles, so try to do that. Go with some diamonds and some rough edges. Then I took a light orange shadow and a fluffy brush, and you just kind of put that pretty much everywhere. It doesn't matter if you go over the black because with the amount of layers of shadows you're going to put on, the black is going to get smeared anyway. So you just got to smudge that all around the areas that the black is. I focused on the head first and then I moved down to the neck later. Taking a more pigmented orange, I went closer around all of the black rocks and then kind of blended that out into the lighter orange. Then I went in with a very matte orange, really, really close to the rocks, so that you can really tell that they're really hot, and then the color fades out the cooler it gets. Then I repeated the same process that I did on the face to the neck. Since all the black I put down before got all smudged from all the layers of shading, I went back in with some black water activated face paint to sharpen everything up. Then I lined my eyes with a red eyeliner. Don't use a lip liner for this. You can tell I'm using a different liner. It's the same color, but it's a different formula. Safe for the eyes. And I went with the demon look, which I do in pretty much every tutorial, where I wing it in the inside as well as the outside, because it elongates the eye and just makes it look spookier. Then I went in on top of that with the black wing liner. This is a pretty thick liner, so. Then creating the mouth with some red face paint. We've pretty much finished all the face stuff, so we've moved on to the neck piece. This whole section is just red. It drips down right there, and later on I decided to just kind of go with that. So I'm kind of upset at first. I'm like, ugh. But then, just add some more. I initially tried to fill in all the teeth with purple as a shade, but it just wasn't coming up bright enough, so I went in with a matte black, which I don't normally do because you really shouldn't shade with black, but this seemed to make it pop the best. And what I do is I make a C along the top of each tooth, or I guess the bottom where it connects to the gum, and then I just kind of blend that out into the tooth itself. And you want to keep the center of the tooth the most red because that's where the highlight will hit. That's like helps you with the curvature of the teeth, so you can see that the teeth curve. I smudged the gold in as the highlight just to accentuate the teeth, and also because I really like the gold because it makes it sparkly, which is always a good thing in my opinion. And I'm holding my headphones out of the way because, you know, they're a little obnoxious. Then as a final touch, I outlined all the teeth with a liquid liner. This just makes them look really crisp and it helps pull everything together. You don't need to do this, you could leave them just shaded, but I like to line things. I'm a big fan of outlines. And that's the whole tutorial. Thanks for watching. If you liked it, leave a like so I know you liked it. And subscribe to see more.